Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and welcome if you're watching on catch up. We're going to have a fun bit of a live stream here today and chill out, relax. Also, I need your guys' help because I want to buy another bit of gold. I have a hankering for some more gold for the pension stack, for the long-term stack, and it would be good to get some thoughts on that. So if you are watching on demand, then just make sure you hit that thumbs up button and enjoy. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll just wait now for a few more people to jump into the chat. And if you are watching on demand, we are planning on having more regular live streams like this on a Thursday afternoon, sort of early evening time, as often as we can. I don't want to commit to anything and say every week, but we certainly will be trying to do more of them into the future. So if you want to see us live and say hello and chat and hang out, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're getting some people into the chat already. Rockzilla channel member, afternoon, my friend. How are you? Big supporter of the channel, Rockzilla. Thank you so much for all of your support. We've got Ringing Constitutional. What a name. Love me some Constitutional silver. You just don't make coins like we used to do. The history of those kind of coins are just magical, and just wish that they were easy to come by in the United Kingdom, but alas, not so much. HVAC Residential Basics, that's a name and a half, isn't it? Good afternoon from Atlanta, Georgia, with people all around the world joining in for this Hangout live stream. So, for those that are in, as I say in the title, need your help choosing my next piece of gold. I am going to be using some of my pension budget to buy some more gold. I'm feeling a little exposed in my pension portfolio for stocks and shares right now in this world that we're in. It's certainly quite the crazy up and down world for stocks and shares, and I personally am looking to diversify a little bit more. So I'm looking for some suggestions on what should my next gold purchase be. I think I want it to be bullion as best as possible. That's my idea. Can be a little bit of a premium. I've got one of these already. I did think about getting some more, but I think it needs to be something as low as possible to spot price for premiums, and gold is the thing that I want to do. Mark Fletcher says, how's the knee? Yes, the knee is recovering, I think is the way to put it. I think I've got quite lucky with what's happened, Mark, and it hasn't gone completely, it could have gone a lot worse. I think there could have been a lot more other complications and issues that have arisen from it. So right now, things are okay. I'm kind of semi-off crutches. I'm still on the crutches when I'm trying to do, more regular walking. If I say walking, just going out with Mrs. Backyard Bullion down to the shops or something. So that's the general state of affairs right now. So we're in rest and recuperation mode, so to speak. And then hopefully next week we've got a physio appointment, and then we'll just go from there. So Ringing Constitutional says, the piece that strikes my fancy, that should be what I buy for my next piece of gold. That's a very good way of looking at it for sure, and I do think that it is always worthwhile buying what you like and liking what you buy. That is something that I've said many times on the channel before, and it's something that I think I will always live by. Certainly. I've seen you say, stay away from gold crowns, just ask your dentist. Well, dental gold is a really interesting topic because you can pick up some old dental gold here and there around the place, and it is pretty cheap sometimes, certainly on the second-hand market. I don't really like the idea of having old used dental gold, but I know, for example, that you could get dental gold that has been prepared to be made into dental gold but hasn't, and then somebody's gone out of business and bought them. So but it really isn't very popular over here or common at all, and it's not pure gold. It's not 999 either. It would be an alloy. I forget what alloy it would actually be, but Andy Shaw, if you've got some at work, tell us what the dental gold alloy is, what the percentage is. I would imagine it must be somewhere around the 22 carat or 20 carat or even 18 carat, because you have to have pretty hard wearing metal if it's going to be in your mouth for the rest of the year. Mark Fletcher, thank you. I appreciate your kind support and asking after the knee. It will get better in time. The major issue and worry that I have right now is that over the rest of my lifetime, essentially, I'm more susceptible now to it happening again, now that it's happened once. So we're going to be putting in loads of work to do. Physio, I'm going to have to work very hard on that, and I'm very conscious of wanting to do that, because let me tell you, I don't want to be on my backside in a ditch with a busted up knee again. That would be not fun. So long road ahead, but we'll get there, I'm sure. Anna, I'm crazy. Welcome into the chat. I hope you like this coin. It's a absolute stunner for sure. It's the Queen's Beast completer, as you all can see, and I've also got the proof one out here. I did a side-by-side comparison last week on one of my videos. Stunning coin for sure. Absolutely love these. Simply the best, I think, is probably the best way of coining a phrase for these. They are my favourite of any coin I think the Royal Mint has come up with over this last couple of weeks and months. So we've not got that many people joining in the stream right now. Only 22 in. I think that the YouTube notification system is a little bit wonky, but I'm sure it'll pick up in some point over the next coming minutes. If anyone's got any questions or comments or anything that they want to ask about, then please feel free to let me know. The plan, as I said today, is just to have a little bit of a hangout. We don't do particularly very many of these live streams, but I thought it's nice for you guys to ask me questions, anything that you want to know, anything you want to see. I can hopefully find a few things I've got scattered around the kitchen table that we could showcase for you all. But otherwise, it's just a way for you guys to hang out with me, and if there's anything you want to ask, then please feel free to do so. I am, by the way, waiting on a results package, I guess you could call it, from NGC. So if you guys remember that are watching, if you've seen, I got the 3 Graces in silver, and I sent that as well as the remaining 1 ounce proofs off to NGC a couple of months ago. In fact, it's about 7 weeks ago now. And I've been checking every single day to see where basically things are in terms of the process, and it's very slow. I'm hoping that we would get the results by now, but again, every day that I've checked this week, it just doesn't come up with anything on the system. So I know they have them, I know they're grading, but they haven't come up with the grades yet, and as soon as I get them back, I will, of course, share what we've got. Very exciting times if we do get a perfect grade on that particular coin. But otherwise, it's been a pretty quiet week because I've been resting and recuperating from the busted and bad knee. So just generally hanging out with Mrs. Backyard Bullion. She's had a week of annual leave. In fact, she's dropped off to a restaurant of all things. I mean, goodness me, right now we have the strangeness in the United Kingdom of things opening up and people can go out to restaurants with friends and hang out with their friends in a public place. It's just madness right now. So Mrs. Backyard Bullion's going out tonight with a friend for dinner. I'm left at home here with the dogs, who are currently asleep listening to my ramblings and musings. But otherwise, the week has been it's been absolutely awful with weather, let me tell you. It really has. But in terms of coins and poured silver and YouTube, we've been exceptionally busy with the 1 ounce silver forum bars. In fact, Andy Shaw has just said he's said thank you for his bars 3 and 4, because we've been posting out all of the orders for these little 1 ounce silver forum bars all week, which has been really good to do, get them out. I was hoping to get the first batch out last week, but my knee got in the way. So we've got the first batch out. Another round is leaving on Monday, and then the end of May we'll know where things are for the waiting lists. So if anybody is watching this and doesn't know anything about these, I will attempt to remember to put a link down into the description below, and we will share obviously all of the details. In fact, let me just grab a link to the thread now quickly, and then I'll share it in the live chat. So they are very, very popular, these little 1 ounce bars. And we are running a waiting list, and the waiting list has already got about 100 people on it. But we have got bars available because we've increased the mintages this year to 250. In fact, I think some of these are the new ones with the higher serial numbers. There we go. We've got 228, 227, 232, 234, and 248. So some of these bars can indeed be claimed by new people in due course. So head on over to the Silver Forum. Not only is it the place that you can get hold of some of these, but it's also a really good place to be, and somewhere that you can pick up some really good pieces of silver at very good prices. And right now in this world that we're living in, goodness me, it's a tough old time to be grabbing hold of silver, and that's one of the reasons why, as it says in the title, I need you guys' help choosing my next piece of gold. We really want to get something that's... I think it'd be kind of cool to get a consensus from people of what they would like me to get in terms of bullion gold. There's so many different options out there, and I have this luxury of a budget for another ounce of bullion grade gold, and I thought I'd be kind of cool and remiss if I didn't, at least put it out there to you guys to see what, if anything, you might want to look at and see. It would certainly be interesting to see what other people might have suggestions for. Rockzilla says he's on the waiting list. I know, my friend, you're such a good supporter of our channel, but for some reason you've missed out on these each time they've been around, but maybe this year we'll get everything down. Oh, by the way, Rockzilla, did the 300 gram hammered round, the prize that we did for our 30,000 subscribers, did that arrive all right? Let me know down in the live chat. Ringing Constitutional says a bracelet is cool for travel. So there is a really cool item that I did see a while ago. I don't think they have them available anymore, but the European Mint did offer a 1 ounce bullion gold bracelet, which was really interesting. And it's like a really interesting concept as well, that you just have an ounce of gold that is basically hidden in plain sight, in the sense that it's just a bracelet there. I was very tempted, but the premium was a little bit high. It was something like 15% over spot price for it, which is not horrendous by any stretch. But at the same time, when compared with buying it 2% over, you kind of do the maths, and it's very easy to do. So that was definitely something I was considering at one point. Jordan McCure says, just curious, is it tough to buy the 2 ounce silver Queen's Beasts over there? It seems impossible to find them here in the States. Well, Jordan, that's probably mostly because they are all kind of done now. The 2 ounces have been made, manufactured, dispatched, all around the world. Dealers have got their allocations, their acquisitions, and they've sold the vast majority of what they had already. So I think, yeah, the answer is it probably is more difficult to find even the latest 2 ounce Queen's Beast. Of course, the earlier editions, they're no longer being manufactured. They would have been stocked at a tiered point as the whole process would have gone out. So yeah, it's probably going to be difficult for you to pick them up now and find them, I'd have to say, which, is good for them in the sense that the collectors that have them, they'll be able to sell them at a good price. Oh, my dog's just got up off the table to come. No, she's not going to say hello. She's running upstairs and she's going onto my bed because she's had enough of listening to me ramble, as I'm sure a lot of people have as well. But hey, that's the way we roll in the Backyard Bullion household. Poor little thing. Anyway, Roxilla says the 300 gram puck took a week to get here, and that's fast. Yeah, that is fast, my friend. Normally it takes longer than that. In fact, some I've had take 4 or 5 weeks in this COVID-driven world that we live in, and that's a really good result. So great, thanks for letting me know. I'm glad it arrived. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, it's let me grab hold of one of these. So it's like one of them, but without the hole. Whoa. Reaching over for the other one. There we go. It's like these, but without the hole, and of course like a third of the height. But really, really cool. Very, very satisfying things to hold. These are absolutely wonderful. Love these. These are my void kind of space Rolo rounds, basically hammered Rolo rounds. Absolutely awesome. Very happy with the way these turn out. This one is claimed for before anybody asks. It's sitting here, actually needs to go off to its new owner, because interesting story. You can just see on this side here where there's a slight sort of additional indent into it. Basically, I missed that there was a little drill hole from the Edinburgh Asset Office, because they drill test all of our silver. But there was a little hole there that they'd plugged, but it was very obvious that there was a hole there. So I'd missed that, and I didn't sort of see it enough to do a little bit of extra hammering to cover it up. But now I have had it back from the customer. It's all done, it's all repaired, and it's ready to be sent off at some point. So that's why we've got it back, but it's an absolute big old chunky monkey, 33 ounces. That's the natural effect, by the way, on the top that happened as the silver was cooling. Really, like, magic stuff. I have no idea how I managed to get that, but you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you can't replicate these things. The other one that I've got here, this one is my one that I'm keeping for probably a very long time, if I'm being honest right now, with the way silver is. You know, I don't really get to keep very much of what I make as poured silver, but this one I'm definitely keeping, and it's absolutely incredible. It was the first one I did, complete by accident. Put the kilo in, left it in the furnace to cool rather than take it out, opened it up, and that was what I was greeted with. The surface was a little bit dirty and rough, so I cleaned it up and then hammered it down. But otherwise, yeah, that is, you know, that is a chunky monkey of a Rolo puck for sure. So yeah, that's what we do. That's what the 30,000 subscriber prize draw was. It was a smaller version of that. So Roxilla says it's on his work desk and he's looking at it right now. Oh, look at that. It's perfect. Excellent stuff. Luke Francis in the chat. Welcome, my friend. How are you? He suggests an Austrian Philharmonic. He owns one in the quarter ounce size and they are beautiful. I have been eyeing those up. I have to admit, Luke, they are one of the few coins that I don't have, even in silver versions, to be honest. I think I've got one or two of the original. I say original, when I got started stacking back in 2015, I think I bought one or two of them to have as a kind of eclectic collection of pieces. So yeah, I think perhaps an Austrian Philharmonic might be on the cards. That's certainly going to be on the shortlist anyway. We'll see how it goes. Number one, Thug Stacker says, remember Fambam to smash the like. Yes, thank you everybody to smash that like button. We've got 20 likes. We've got 37 people in the chat right now. So let's see if we can get a couple more extra thumbs up in there. I guess it's an odd one, isn't it, time-wise, to do a live stream. I know that a lot of the US people are probably getting up and going to work right now early in the morning, and us UK people are probably coming home from work. So maybe slightly later or slightly earlier would be a better time to stream. But I guess there's no perfect time in this crazy world that we live in right now. I'm sure there'll be more people that filter into the chat as we go throughout. Plan to be on for a good hour at least today, because Mrs. Backyard Bullion has gone out for dinner with a friend, of all things, because of the lifting of COVID restrictions here in the United Kingdom. It's a crazy old world we live in. And, you know, gosh, go to a restaurant now. How crazy is that? We actually went out to a pub for lunch, indoors of all places, yesterday. Really mad times that we live in, isn't it? So, you know, it is what it is. But Mrs. Backyard Bullion is out, and she's out with a friend, and that leaves me with the dogs. And if you've been in the stream for a little while, you probably heard my other dog, or my dog, Pickle. She just walked past me, went upstairs to bed, because she's fed up of having me ramble in the background. Roxilla says it's 9:30 in the morning in California. Yeah, well, Roxilla, it's really difficult when you're a UK kind of, well, YouTuber. There's so many different viewers all around the world. Obviously, one of the biggest audiences, in fact, the biggest audience for my channel, according to the analytics, is the US, which is why we release things at 5 o'clock in the afternoon rather than, you know, lunchtime, for example. But even that's difficult time for everybody. And then if I want to do a live stream, it's always difficult as well, because, you know, there's quite a lot of people that I'd love to do live streams with a lot of the time, and I was hoping to do a few more of them, but it's, you know, I'd have to be up at 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning sometimes for the times that they do their live streams, which is not always particularly practical. So we try and do the odd little bit of a live stream every now and again, but this one's you know, this afternoon, Thursday afternoons are the kind of time that we think is, I think, a pretty good one for me and my situation, my work schedule. Bad knee aside, on a regular work week, this is always a good day. And Mrs. Backyard Bullion is always working in the afternoon as well, or as this evening, going out with a friend. Richard Beard said, hello, Mr. BYB. I like your channel. Interesting content and views as always. What are my views on the new domed coin, the Albert Hall from the Royal Mint? I have not really looked at it and researched it, Richard, I have to say. So I don't really want to explicitly comment on it. In fact, this is one of the first times I'm hearing about it. I heard somebody mention it the other day, but I didn't really focus on it and look at it. I'll have to get back to you on that. So perhaps, Richard, next week when we do a live stream, if you ask the same question again, we'll see what we can come up with as an opinion piece. I don't know if I'd ever buy one to perhaps actually showcase on the channel, but we'll see what happens. So now, whilst we are all hanging out, I wanted to play test this puzzle frame that we've got, because it's been sat on my table for a while and I've not got round to doing a full play test with it. And one of the things is to make sure that all of the pieces slide perfectly without any kind of resistance, because they're all slightly different sizes and, you know, the thicknesses of the pieces. So it looks like they're doing all right, but I haven't done a full run of it yet. So we're just going to scramble it up. And this will be difficult as well, doing it live on camera. I know how to do these puzzles fairly well when I can sit there in silence and concentrate, but as I'm going to have to be talking whilst doing this, this could be a little bit of a challenge. Okay, so this is, by the way, our number puzzle game for anybody that hasn't seen them. Really proud of this. The biggest one we've done so far, 24 pieces. Each piece is about... I can't remember if I've stamped the weights. No, I haven't stamped the weights on these yet, so it's not quite finished up. And by the way, these little colorations that you'll see on some of the pieces, there might be a few more that have them. But anyway, those are basically little toning bits from the oil from the wood, so you know you don't need to worry about that. In fact, look, you can see some of them coming off already. So now what I've just done, was it like that? Oh, I can't remember where things were. That's going to be annoying because you have to have things in a particular way, otherwise the puzzle's not going to be solvable. So we'll see if we can solve it and then we'll know. So let's see how we get on. I'm sure everybody in the chat would love to shout at me if I'm doing it wrong, so please feel free to do so. I'll see if I can solve this live on camera. So the difficulty is always the last couple of lines rather than the first few lines. And I am finding it immediately difficult to talk and puzzle solve. So we'll see how we get on with this. So there's 3 and 4. And if we go like that. So you see my tactic here is to get all the numbers kind of in a row, and then we will be able to shimmy them all into their correct positions. So we just need to get the 5 down here a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go, 5. So now in theory, if we just do this, we will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the top row. And then we rinse and repeat. So whilst we have a quick break from that, I'll just go and have a look at the chat, see if there's anybody. If you've got a question, by the way, or a comment or anything that you want to ask, use the @ symbol or the super chat. That will get my attention. And we'll be able to see it flash up a lot easier because there's a lot of comments that come through and it's not always easy to follow them. So Archaeology Mikey says, at Backyard Bullion, do you have Ocean Predators 1-ounce silver coins? I haven't picked up any of the kind of new pieces of silver for 2021, really. You know, one of the things I always used to do, my friend, is to get a bunch of different fun coins that I would showcase on the channel in Focus Friday, for example. But this year has been, you know, obviously a really interesting year for silver and premiums, and there's a lot of coins that I like the look of, but I don't like the idea of paying massive prices for them. So I have been fairly hesitant to go and buy lots of different coins. I kind of feel like if I'm going to buy a premium coin, I would rather buy, you know, a piece of poured silver perhaps at the moment, which I have been doing from a number of different people out there. That is much more my style if I'm going to go for silver, something that is more than just you know, a bullion piece of coin. A lot of the designs of these things are wonderful, but sadly, you know, 9 out of 10 of them don't go on to actually yield any kind of decent return. There we go, we've got line number 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go back to the chat. We've done another line. I still don't know if this is solvable because I took pieces out and put them back in. I wasn't concentrating. If you put them back in a different way, it might not be solvable. Moose says, any tips on buying mining stock, silver stock, as opposed to bullion? Also, where do you actually sell physical silver, pawn shops or jewelry shops? Well, you asked some really good questions there, Moose. Great name. Basically, stocks and shares in any company, whether it be mining companies, their numbers on a screen, they're going to be volatile, they're going to be dependent on, you know, obviously company performances and whatever it might be, and there could be news or government interferences for different operations that will cause things to go up or down or left or right. Nobody really knows. Of course, mining is an industry that's been massively hit by the pandemic, and the ability for people to actually draw stuff and metals out of the ground has been hindered. So one would imagine that there's going to be a bit of a boom time for mining stocks and companies when they come out. Of course, silver miners right now are probably liking the fact that silver's gone up quite a lot, and also that the sort of premium over spot has gone up as well. They can command a better price for it. So in terms of where you should buy it, no idea. There's so many different platforms. Whether you should be buying it, perhaps it's something to look at as part of a bigger portfolio. Not financial advice, by the way. I don't really know much more about it than that. That's my own opinion. Where you sell silver, that is another really good question. A lot of people will really be very keen to sell their silver when it goes up, and this is one of the things I've always said about, the wonderful Reddit movements out there, that people don't necessarily understand that if silver really does go parabolic, there will be a lot of it. Doesn't even have to go parabolic. If silver just gets to $30-40 an ounce, there will be a bunch of people who will want to go and sell all of their silver and make as much profit as they possibly can. Why wouldn't they? There's so much money to be made from a lot of these releases of equity, and one of the big problems is where to sell it. A lot of the dealers will only offer spot price. One of the places that I have found the best to sell silver is, of course, somewhere like the Silver Forum, and I will plug them again and again, not just because I'm a sponsor of them and they're a sponsor of me, but their sales section is wonderful. It's fantastic. I picked up this kilo bar of silver at something like £23-24 an ounce, something like that, when it was really high premium town. Really, really difficult to find silver at that kind of price anywhere, especially in the UK right now. And selling silver, I know for a fact that I can sell this right on the forum for an equivalent price or more, which is of course going to be way above some of the other prices that you get from bullion dealers out there. So have a look around, I would say. Social media is super important for getting good prices back on things, but otherwise just go and talk to your local coin stores or your dealer that you bought it from, see what their buyback prices are, perhaps before you even get into it. Vendetta Prospecting says, got some gold bullion that he's smelted up for sale. Interesting. I haven't poured any gold bullion for a while. It was a wonderful thing to pour. I loved it, but it's so expensive. Goodness me, it's not really something. A lot of people have said, why don't I pour gold commercially? It's a absolute massive commitment for people to buy just a tiny piece of gold. If you can imagine this being a 1 ounce silver bar, halve that size and you get yourself a 1 ounce gold bar. The equivalent thing this size in gold would be just under 2 ounces. So you can see there the difference in, something that's going to cost here. We retail these at £40. For the gold version, you'd be looking at well over £2,500. So you can see there the massive difference. Archaeology Mike says that he is in the US and used to coin roll hunt, I believe that's what you're saying, to spend in the coin store. Well, definitely it is certainly worth looking at coin roll hunting in the US. It's a wonderful thing to do, and it's a shame that I am not in the US, because I tell you what, I'd be in at the bank every day getting coin rolls to try and find myself some free silver for sure. Right, last rows now are difficult, and there's a trick to it. So I don't know if this is still solvable because of the me taking stuff out at the start. I'm really annoyed I did that. So we'll see if we can get this to a solvable finish. So 16, 21, So we need to do this, and then this. So I've got a bit of a trick and a knack to solving these, but it is only solvable if I haven't messed up the tiles as they were in. Otherwise, the maths won't work. So theoretically now that should go there, and then we've got, oh yeah, that should work like that, and then yeah. So I did mess it up. Oh no, I didn't mess it up. It's because I am stupid. This should have been this way round. So we should have had. I'm gonna have to concentrate now. I've messed it up. No, we're nearly there. So we go like that, that, and then that. There we go. So that is right. And then we're gonna go like this. You can just hear the cogs whirring in my brain. I hope you all appreciate that. And then, in theory, yes, I did get it right. It is now solvable. So I put them all back in the right way. But goodness me, that was difficult to multitask and concentrate. So I've been neglecting the live stream chat there. Do apologise. But a round of applause for me for completing that with distractions. That was not as easy as I remember it. Archaeology Mike says, on YouTube, some coin channels have discords and allow people to sell silver and gold on there. Yeah, I'm a member of a bunch of different discords, not necessarily for gold and silver, but Discord is a fantastic platform for just general social media, following other YouTubers and things like that. So definitely check out Discord. I won't be setting up a Discord for myself anytime soon, though. I've got enough on my plate with obviously the Silver Forum, YouTube, Instagram. That's pretty much as I want to do. There are plenty of other social media platforms out there. Button Bash says BYB like a kid cheating playing Snap. Well, I wasn't cheating. I didn't cheat. I didn't take them out and put them in the right order. But it is difficult. It is impossible to solve if you take them out and you swap them into positions that they're not naturally supposed to be in, apparently. So if you just took them all out and put them in, there's a 50-50 chance that it will work. That's the general maths of it. I don't know how the maths works. When I was researching this puzzle, that was the general idea. So whenever I sold these puzzles to people, I always say to them, if you're going to tip them all out and put them back in, make sure they actually are solvable first, then scramble it up. Because if you don't, then it won't technically be solvable. So that is definitely my top tip for those. And this is a really important puzzle. Like this, learn these puzzles, guys. It's such a cool thing to know. And I've seen them used so many times on like, I know that it's not very likely for people to go on game shows and stuff like that, but I am a huge fan of the game show Survivor, and these puzzles are always on there, and sometimes it could earn you big bucks. Learn how to do it. It's a fun puzzle. It's easy to do. The trick at the end is to, because for these ones, the first rows are always really easy. You just have to line them up and you can shuffle them around. You've got loads of room to do it, but you don't have enough room on the last two rows to do that. So the trick is just getting, like here, getting 16 and 21 next to each other, so the first on the next two rows, and then they'll be there, and then you're just working on this part of the puzzle, and you do the same for 17 and 22, you get those there, and then you do the same for 18 and 23, and then if you have everything in the right place, these three will automatically solve themselves. They cannot be in any, even if they were like this, you just shimmy them round until they match up. So that's the top tip for a sliding puzzle game. Remarkably simple solution, but under pressure very difficult to do, I'm sure. Wolfie says that the fallout from the pandemic will hit in the coming years. It's going to be bad. I would agree with you, Wolfie, my friend. It is a very scary world right now, and that's one of the reasons why I'm asking in the title of this live stream, I need your help to choose some gold for me to buy, because I have a pension portfolio of cash, which I like to obviously invest in stocks and shares, but at the same time, that is an incredibly volatile market right now, and I do feel like that having a little bit more gold in my stack would be a good idea. So I have my budget for another ounce of gold set aside, and I'm looking at what type of gold to buy. James Darvula in the house. Welcome, my friend. He's saying Libertads, Libertads, Libertads. But of course, you're not biased in any way, shape, or form, considering they are the best coins out there. Hey, James. I do say I am tempted by Libertads, but again, it's about the premiums. The premiums. If I can find a Libertad at a low premium, a gold Libertad at a low premium, then I might be tempted. I certainly might be tempted. But at the moment, the budget is very much more about certainly Bullion stuff rather than proof stuff. So I've got the Bullion and the proof versions out here. I think it would be much more of a Bullion grade purchase, because you just never know what's going to happen in this world, for sure. So, James, you're never biased when it comes to Libertads. James Darvula, by the way, everybody, was is incredibly biased towards Libertads. He has a massive collection of them. He is a wonderful Libertad collector, and he is the man when it comes to Libertads. Wolfie says, buy as many full sovereigns for about 3% over spot as you can, or best value 1 ounce Krugerrands. So I am definitely tempted by some more sovereigns. There's nothing wrong with a bit of fractional gold for sure. There's also the part of the history, if I can get some older sovereigns, that would be perfect. Yeah, I'm definitely considering getting a bunch of sovereigns. I am a little bit keen on 1 ounce gold sizes, though. I do like a big chunky gold coin. I have got lots of other fractional pieces already, so I've kind of got my heart set on another slightly bigger piece of gold, but I haven't quite decided on what yet. Also, part of me, the inner shiny magpie, just wants something as big as possible and as shiny as possible. And sovereigns are fantastic, but they are not a 1 ounce gold coin or a 50 pesos. James, what do you think of the 50 pesos? They're not a Libertad, but boy oh boy are they good. Those are my weak spot. If I saw another one of those come up on the silver forum at spot price, I'd jump on that like nobody's business for sure. So yeah, lots of choices out there. That's the issue. Just wanted to see what everyone else would think about it. James says he's been away for a bit because he's selling the stack to buy a house. I did see that you were selling a lot there, my friend, and yeah, it's a very difficult thing when you have to sell all of your stack, and you've done incredibly well. I think you've practiced what I've preached for a long time. You've set up a seller profile. You've been selling ridiculously well and very efficiently, I think, and that's served you exceptionally well. So, guys, James is an example of how selling some of your silver and gold along the way, as a little bit of a profit-making exercise to get a little bit of flipping experience. Then you actually get this really established seller profile, and you can get these better prices. You can sell things on places like the Silver Forum or on other platforms easier without much hassle. And yeah, it is really a testament to the hard work that somebody puts in at start. I think is a really pays off, which is always good. So yeah, definitely worth thinking about. And ultimately the reason why we all buy gold and silver is different. Some people will never sell. Some people will hold for it forever and pass it down to children, and those children probably won't sell it either because they're of a similar ilk, and that's absolutely fine. But for the majority of us out there, it is very much about having something that is liquid that we can release the cash on, and that's what it is for me. It's why I want to get another piece of bullion gold rather than anything that is too difficult to sell, like this wonderful coin here. I've seen some really good eBay results and secondary market coin sales for this proof version, but if I wanted to sell it quickly, it's going to be really difficult to get those kind of prices for them. So very, very tempted to let it go, I have to say, but we'll see. James says it was horrible, but the house is bought and the time so I'll start again. It was horrible, but house is bought and time to start stacking again. Thanks always, my friend. And I'm the reason he got into this amazing hobby. Well, thank you. And I hope everything's all right. We should catch up sometime, my friend. And if you're in the new house, then definitely good on you. Well done. Philip says he got a 1 Ducat restrike. I do like the gold Ducats. I haven't got mine out here, but they're incredibly thin. Really, really wafer thin pieces of gold. Absolutely tiny piece of gold. So really, really nice things, and wonderful coins. Again, I have one already though, so I want to maybe get something that I don't have. And at the moment, there's 2 suggestions from people that I really like. I like the idea of a Libertad, and I like the idea of a Austrian Philharmonic. That's the word. And my brain went a little bit mushy there for a second. So yeah, those are the 2 suggestions I like most right now. Then let me know any more that you guys have. Wolfie says, backyard bullion. Bullion value gold is always the best, as rarer coins are only worth what somebody is willing to pay. At least with bullion gold, you are paying to own the gold instead of the rarity. 100% right, my friend. Yes, that is the biggest crux with coins like this, or even coins like this one here. This one's less of a swing because the premium is lower, of course. But even this, at a 9% premium over spot price, it is a decent amount of money, and if you are in a push to sell it, I don't have any qualms in showing you guys what I paid for this. I bought it from Atkinson's, a dealer in Birmingham, very, very good dealer, my dealer of choice for pretty much all of my new gold that I buy, and I paid £1,381. I think it's the time of purchase spot was around the 12.90, maybe 1,300 mark. In my calculator spreadsheet, it worked out at a 9% premium. Now, if I needed to sell this super quick, just taking it to a We Buy Any Gold shop or straight into Hatton Garden Metals in London or something, I would probably get spot price. If I'm lucky, I might get a few percentage more because it is a slightly more premium coin. But generally speaking, it would very much be a bullion grade purchase for them, and I would potentially be losing out. So if I had an emergency, I mean, God, we all know that emergencies can happen at the drop of a hat. I mean, just look, last week I dislocated my kneecap, and thank God that we're in the United Kingdom where, there are wonders of national health services, and we don't have to pay exorbitant amounts of money to get things looked at by a doctor. That's really like, I mean, we of course pay for it in our taxes and everything else in the world. Don't really want to get into that whole kettle of fish, but yeah, it's a difficult world, and you never know what's going to happen. So for me, it is very much about protecting my liquidity. And that's why bullion grade gold is always the choice in terms of liquidity. Collector's items like these, I collect obviously for the long haul, and I collect them to potentially flip them and make some cash on them as well. And I am sentimental, I like them a lot, but ultimately I don't really feel like I will hold on to everything I own. I think that I will be selling a bunch of stuff at some point, and I'd love to know what you guys think. Will you be selling? Because there's so much talk right now, isn't there? There's all this, for want of a better word, YouTube monetization to be damned. There's a bunch of bollocks floating out there all around the place about $100 an ounce, $1,000 an ounce silver. Silver will make you a millionaire. I've seen countless bloody thumbnails on videos of smart people in suits with a big toothy grin on their face, arms folded, saying silver will make you a millionaire, or buy silver now and you'll be a millionaire. And if I'm being completely brutally honest, those are all just agenda-driven shills, essentially. They are trying to they have an agenda. They all do, and it's really difficult. But what happens if we get there? What happens if I'm wrong? I've said if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and that's fine. I'll be a very rich man if I am wrong. If silver goes to $1,000 an ounce, let me tell you, I'll be a millionaire. What will you do with your silver? Will you sell it? I know for a fact that there'll be a bunch of people queuing up to sell if silver gets to $50 an ounce, £50 an ounce here in the United Kingdom even. It will absolutely, there'll be a huge run of sellers on the forum, eBay, everything will be just wonderful. So, what will you do? I know if silver went to like £50 an ounce for me, I would be remiss not to sell a bunch of this and probably stack up some more gold. I have said for so long that a lot of the silver that I own is gold in waiting, and it will perhaps one day be turned into gold by the magic of alchemy, or at least the magic of trading with a bullion dealer anyway. Roy Langdon is in the chat. Hello, my friend. How are you doing? He says a negative millionaire, the amount that he spends. Maybe one day that negative millionaire will turn into millions if we get what we want and silver goes to £1,000 an ounce. Who knows? But I do not like. In fact, that's going to be one of the topics of my video, of a video coming out probably on Sunday. I haven't quite worked out the full. I say script. I don't script my videos, but I haven't worked out the full theme of the video yet. But I am noticing more and more of a kind of shift in rhetoric on various different platforms to a very kind of anti-banker, anti-establishment, anti the world. Silver is the best thing since sliced bread movement, and it is worrying, it is concerning. I don't like that rhetoric at all, and I think that's going to be the subject of one of my next videos in the not too distant future. Wolfie back in the chat earlier says, if you have any rarer premium coins, you should sell them and then buy back the same amount of gold and add a bit more than you had for the same price that you got the premium coins. Yes, definitely. I agree with you, Wolfie, that it is possible to add additional weight to your stack with a certain budget by flipping coins, and that's exactly what, for example, James Darvula in the chat did. He has managed to completely change his fortunes in terms of being able to liquidate things really quickly and easily as well by establishing a seller profile, but also made some profit along the way to add that extra. You can start with a small budget. It's part of how I got started with the poured silver side of things. I didn't just wake up one morning and say, right, I'm going to go and buy 50 kilos worth of silver. I put a business plan in place. I put a oh goodness me, it's very windy, and I don't know if you guys picked that up, but we had something fall off the garden bins outside. Anyway, it took me off guard. As I was saying, I did not just start by buying like £50,000 worth of raw material silver and pouring it and off I went. I put a small budget in place, as a hobby. I said to Mrs. Backyard Bullion, I want to do this slightly more sort of larger scale, and she said, fine, write me a business plan. And I wrote her a business plan. I had a budget of about £3,000 to buy the equipment, to buy the raw material, and then I'd roll over everything that I sold would roll over. And for the first, 2.5-3 years, we basically did that and rolled it up to the point where I was able to go and buy copious amounts of silver, not £50,000 worth in one go, but over a course of a month I would be pouring and selling close to 10 kilos worth of silver. So to have that supply coming in on a regular basis, have that supply going out on a regular basis, it was really, really intrinsically valued on that business plan. So really, really wise words from Mrs. Backyard Bullion. Wolfie, welcome to summer 2021. I know, man, like this week in the UK, it's hailed. I'm not kidding you, it's hailed. And I'm down in the south of England as well, so it's like properly hailing here in the UK in the middle of May, close to June. What a bonkers world we live in. Talk about climate change, eh? Teban Jose, the number set that he has is the smallest one, and it's fun to play with. Yeah, we do have these in smaller sizes as well. Thank you, Teban Jose, for joining us and saying hello once again. You are another very, very long and trusted supporter of the channel. Thank you for all of your support. Shane Sturgis says, how much is a kilo of silver here in the UK, roughly? Well, my friend, probably the single cheapest place to buy it from any established company out there is somewhere like Baird & Co., who are London, biggest refiner in the UK, and from what I remember, their prices, including VAT, are approximately £900, something like that. In fact, let me just open up their website, and we'll have a quick look and a comparison to see what we can find, because it is a difficult market right now to buy silver for the UK. It's one of the reasons why I've not been particularly heavy buying on a lot of stuff right now. So they are selling their silver 1 kilo bars for £685. So 685 times 1.2, 822. So a little less than I thought. I think I was remembering euro prices for someone. So £822. That is for a kilo. So if we divide that by 32.15, that works out at about £25 and 56 pennies. That's quite a lot for essentially just bullion grade lump of silver, which would come in the form of a bar, not very dissimilar to this. It's not a bad price by any stretch of the imagination, but the problem is, as you know, is that when you go to sell it back to a dealer, they'll offer you spot price for it. And spot price for a kilo of silver right now, let's just work that out, so 32.15 times, let's get the live silver price, let's do this right. Live silver price, £19.71. So if we do 32.15 times 19.71, that's £633. So you can see right there that the swing is £190, something like that, if you were to have to wait for it. So £190 divided by 32.15 is £19.71 per kilo that you have to wait. No, I can't. I've done the maths wrong. But the point is, you will have to wait for silver to go up a significant amount. Oh no, I didn't have the right numbers in. So 190 divided by 32.15. Do all these multitasking things. From £5.91, you have to wait for silver spot price to rise by £5.91 just to get your money back from a dealer, and that's quite a significant jump. We're talking 25% growth on the current price, and that's just to break even for a dealer sell point. So lots of difficulty for bullion grade silver at the moment. So it's not impossible, Peter, to buy VAT free silver, but what you will find is that, for example, bars like this, which I bought on the Silver Forum, second hand from private individuals, so no VAT on there, those will not have any VAT, but they will be inflated because of the premium, because ultimately the choice for anybody else is to go out and buy from these brand new dealers. So at the moment I see silver bars go on the Silver Forum for about £750 to £775, which is of course considerably cheaper than the £822 that Baird & Co will be selling for. But it's still expensive in my books. It's still expensive in my head, certainly compared with low premiums on things like gold. If you buy gold at 2% over spot or 3% over spot, you can definitely get a lot better liquidity and protection for yourself compared with the silver. So that's why I tend at the moment to, in terms of my investment portfolio for metals, steer clear of silver unless it's coming from the Silver Forum at a pretty dirt cheap price, if I'm being honest. Right, we have 72 people in the chat and 45 likes. Let's do a like shout out. So let's get more likes, please. Let's certainly get over 50. I think we could probably get close to 60 by just a quick reminder for all of you out there to hit that like button if you're enjoying us talking and rambling about silver and about gold. And if anybody's got any suggestions on the next piece of gold that I should buy for my pension stack, then let me know. Because as I've been explaining, I have got obviously pension funds with stocks and shares investments, and this week has definitely proven to me that there are some significant volatility or volatile markets out there for silver. Sorry, not for silver, stocks and shares. And I am feeling like taking a little bit more of my portfolio into the lovely yellow metal that I love so much. So I have now an additional budget for a 1 ounce gold coin. And I don't know what I want to buy. I want to buy something cool, something new, something different, but also something cheap. That would be my preference. Phil suggests the Robin Hood coin. I have seen the Robin Hood coin, Phil, not in person, not in the flesh, but I've definitely seen it advertised. Not a fan, I have to say, not a fan at all. Big fan of Robin Hood generally. Went to university in Nottingham, of all places where Robin Hood is from, but not a fan of that coin, I have to say. So that is off the table for me for my choices. Peter Walton is asking now, is it possible to buy from any new I think we've done that. So yeah, no, we've answered that question. You can't get it from the EU really now without any very dodgy customs form filling out from dealers, and I would not recommend that at all. Very much going to be looking at that VAT being applied, and that's in fact the same for gold. And whilst it's not technically supposed to happen, you can claim it back or get them to rescind that. It's a ball ache to actually claim it back if it's mistakenly put on. And Border Force right now, they're not particularly savvy on this kind of thing. So I've seen so many different posts from people saying I've been charged all this for gold. I used to buy quite a bit of gold from the European Mint because a lot of the premiums on there are actually really quite low compared with the UK. So close that avenue as well. I just don't want the hassle of it. I just feel like it's saving an extra 0.5% or less. I just don't want the hassle of it at all. So yeah, it was not for me. Teban Josie said 2013 reverse proof gold buffalo is so nice and only made one year. I have not seen the proof buffaloes. I do have a gold buffalo. In fact, another coin that I don't have in my collection, a US coin, is just a box standard 1 ounce gold eagle, modern version. I've got some of the older versions. So that's on the card as well. So at the moment we have 3 options. We've got Austrian Philharmonic, we've got Libertad, and we've got the... God, my brain is an absolute mush today. What did I just say? Oh my goodness, my brain has actually fallen to pieces. Somebody write in the chat what I was literally just talking about 10 seconds before this. I seriously can't remember. I'm definitely going mad. Okay, I'm going to talk about other things before. It's Gold Eagle. That's it. Ah, goodness me. It's age, James. It's age. It's sore knee. It's a long week. It's everything. Gold Eagle. So those are the 3. Austrian Philharmonic, Gold Eagle, and Libertad. Libertad might be a touch difficult to get at a decent price for sure, but Austrian Philharmonic, I am tempted by them. They are very pretty. I like the smooth edge of those coins. That's one of the really good things that they've got going for them. Philip says the gold pesos. Yes, I've got a bucket list goal of having a whole bunch of the 50 gold pesos. I've got 4 of them now. And I want to have, of course, everyone wants to have like 20 of them for sure. But goodness me, those are wonderful. And if I see one of those come up for spot price on the forum or somewhere, I will snap that up. It's a 1.2 ounce gold, so I'd have to stretch the budget a little bit, but I think we could probably make that work. Lonely Zeta, welcome into the chat. I know you've been enjoying and watching a bunch of our videos over the last couple of days and weeks. You're wanting to get the American Gold Eagle from 2020 and before, or the brand new 2021 version. I probably stay clear of the 2021 version simply because I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of hype about them. There's going to be a lot of premium attached to them. If I can get them for a good price, then yeah, I'll definitely consider it. I kind of want both, if I'm being honest. The inner collector in me would definitely want both to have. So yeah, for now, we'll just have to wait and see. James, thanks, my friend. I hope you're settling into the new house all right. We'll catch up soon, fella. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. Shane Sturgis says there's a 4.9 gold proof for sale at Atkinson's, but it's got copper spots. Ooh, is there? Let's have a look on the Atkinson's website now, because Atkinson's is my go-to dealer of choice. As you can see, I have an Atkinson's purchase right here. So, this video, by the way, is not sponsored by Atkinson's. They don't know that I'm doing this or talking about this. So we've got a Chinese panda with slight marks. Panda is another one that I've always wanted, but again, the premiums on those are always difficult. They've also got a pre-owned eagle, pre-owned US eagle. The premium on that is quite high. They've got some Krugerrands in stock, pre-owned as well. I'm not seeing a proof coin with copper spots on there unless it's a smaller size. So let me know if you can find that. Yeah, Shane, do put another, comment down if you can find it. If you can put a link in, that would be even better, and then I can find it. Archaeology Mike says, stay away from the 2021 Morgans and Peace dollars. They are overpriced. 100% agree, my friend. It is hype town all the way for those, And also, they are meant to be historic coins. They are meant to be special from history. They're not, I'm steering clear of them, don't worry. Needn't say no more on that. Button Bash says, BYB, the 10-ounce Queen's Beast, or 10 kilo Queen's Beast. Yes, what a coin. If only I had, goodness me, I don't know how much they were selling it for, but 10 kilos of gold. That's maths I can't even quickly do. How much is a gram of gold? £42 for a gram of gold. 42 times 1,000, so it's 42,000 times 10. 420,000 pounds just in spot price. Yeah, okay. That one might have to go on the if I win the lottery bucket list. But I think they were selling it for close to £600,000 from memory because it's a proof edition. So quite a premium, but certainly is one of a kind, that's for sure. The gold and silver collector says, Nautical Mayflower is a great design in gold. Check it out, brother. I know, mate. I have the nautical gold coins up to date already, and those are fantastic. Expensive, high premium, but with 100 mintage each. They are beautiful, and they are certainly performing well in terms of additional value. So yeah, I don't know. I will probably not go and get another one of them because they are so high premium, but goodness me, they are nice, I have to agree. Shane Sturgis says it's a buffalo on the Atkinson's website. Let me just go back and have a look, see if I missed it. Because I didn't see it, I have to say. No, I'm seeing that there's a... Oh, no, here, yes, I just because it didn't have a picture of it. Let's see how bad these copper spots are if they've put them on. It's a bit difficult to see on the photo. It's not impossible to get rid of copper spots. You guys probably won't like this solution, certainly for a proof coin, but it essentially is heating it up with a blowtorch. It's actually getting it pretty hot to burn the residue away. So, yeah, possible, but again, it's a premium coin, even with copper spots at £1,577 for 1 ounce of gold. Even in proof form, I'm hesitant because, again, I'm going to be having to clean the spots. I already have got a buffalo, and I'm also looking at the photos of it. I'm not enamoured by the frosted finish on it with the shiny background. Maybe it's just bad photos, but yeah, for me, probably going to give that one a miss. But thanks very much for suggesting it anyway. Phil says he has got some real Scottish gold nuggets. Wonderful things, I'm sure, my friend. That's a sight to behold, I have no doubt. Peter Walton says, would it be legal to get silver VAT-free from Ireland and drive it over the border to Northern Ireland and then send it to another part of the EU? Well, if you don't declare it, Peter, it's illegal. It's smuggling. I don't know the ins and outs of all the rules, but from a logistical point of view, yes, you can drive over the border. You can not get stopped at borders because there are no borders, and then you can ship things from the Northern Ireland to the United Kingdom. But ultimately, if you are ever questioned about it, or if HMRC ever gets in touch when you've gone and sold it, or if you're doing due diligence at the other end, if you buy a lot and you go and sell it to a bullion dealer, sometimes they'll ask for proof of purchase where you got it and things like that. And if you can't answer those questions well, then that could get you in trouble. So I am not a fan of that idea. I'm not a fan of that route, and unless it's proven to be legal, it's not something that I would suggest you try. Tiban Jose says, so sad that the US Mint lags so behind with coin programs. I don't really follow the US Mint too closely, I have to say, so I can't really comment exactly on that. But I mean, each mint does what they want and when they want it. The Royal Mint is churning out some proper volume of different coins at the moment for sure. Probably to the detriment of their kind of bullion range. It makes sense with supplies being a little bit tight right now for supply chains, that we'll actually end up with quite a lot more of the proof coins being made because they're just so much more profitable for the Royal Mints, and they don't then have to overpay for their supplies. So that's probably what's happening there, but I don't know, we'll soon see. Tiban Jose says the Australian double dragon coins are available at APMEX at the same price as regular Eagles. I have also seen Perth Mint Gold, and I don't have very much Perth Mint Gold at all. For a lot of you out there, you might be wondering why I'm talking about this. If you are joining into the chat, I am trying to decide what my next piece of gold to purchase will be. I have got a little budget for 1 ounce worth of gold, and at the moment we have narrowed it down, and I've remembered this time. I've got it in my head straight away. I had a bit of a nightmare a few minutes ago remembering. I've got it narrowed down to an Austrian Philharmonic, a US Gold Eagle, or a Mexican Libertad. So any other suggestions out there from all of you? So some Perth Mint Gold I think would be a really good one to get for sure. Let's have a quick, I'm going to have a quick look on Atkinson's 2021 gold coins and see if they've got any Perth Mint in stock. Got a lot of Royal Mint. Got some Krugerrands. They've got the 2021 St. Helena Queen's Virtue. That's very nice. Gold Pandas out of stock though. Maple Leafs, Austrian Philharmonic out of stock, so I'd have to find somewhere else for that. They have got brand new 2021's US Eagles, not the different design. They've got Kangaroos on it. Those are out of stock as well. They've got the Ox, the Lunar Oxes in 1 ounce gold. So there are some Perth Mints available for sure. Maybe we'll have a look at those in more detail. Darren Wagner is in, and he says that he is new to silver and he has seen silver coins that have colours added to them. Do you recommend or condemn such coins? So colorized coins is always an interesting one. I've done a few videos in the past, Darren, on them. If you do a quick search on my channel for coloured coins, you'll probably find some of the videos. In a quick summary, I'd say that some of them are very beautiful and some of them are done very well, but there are equally quite a few that are done not so well and not so pretty. So for me, I would say if you're going to buy them, don't rely on them being an investment. Buy them simply because you enjoy what they look like and how they feel for you as a collector. I would suggest that rather than going on through any kind of rolls of them, buying loads and loads of them. So for me, I don't really collect them that much. I've got a couple which were really very pretty from the early days, but yeah. Wolfie says, if you own gold, you will never be poor. That's very true. You will protect your wealth through time. PLA Pause is in the chat as well. Another channel member. By the way, all of you guys out there that would like to potentially support the channel, we have got our channel memberships. If we can find the link. Our channel memberships, here we go. The join link. Why isn't that working? Oh, silly YouTube. But if you want to join our channel as a member, then you can. Any support that you choose to give would be, of course, greatly appreciated. Why can't I find a link to this? This is very, very annoying. There should be a link down below near the subscribe button that says join, and you can see all of the different things that we have there. So if you want to join the channel, then feel free to do so. Don't feel like you have to. And anybody that likes to support our channel, all you need to do is watch, like, and comment on our videos. That's all we ever ask. If you feel so compelled, you can always send us a super chat, but that's not why we do these live streams. It's not why we, it's why we don't have the whole bells and whistles and everything. I'm literally just sitting here on my kitchen table. This is my furnace that I am on here, by the way. It's a rudimentary tripod. It's got this little lip that sits up, and you can see in there, it's a bit dark, but you can see the furnace in there. So I am not doing any kind of all bells and whistles stream for super chats and things like that. Very welcome if you do them, but otherwise we're just here to hang out and have some fun and get some suggestions for what I should buy for my next piece of gold. So let me know your thoughts down in the live chat for what we should buy next. Rockzilla says, what about the Poseidon or Zeus in gold? very good ideas. I have seen the silvers and I do like them. I would imagine the premiums are going to be high, and it's about finding a place to buy them. But I'll put them on that long list to definitely consider, my friend. Mark Anthony says coloured are not worth the premium. Coloured coins generally are not, I would say. Again, as I said earlier, they are basically just there for your own enjoyment. That's what I would suggest for them. Otherwise, I'd steer clear if I were you. Let's see if the Raw Mint box holds these little 1 ounce silver foreign bars, because I want to show them all off at once. And it's not very easy to hold them. Look at that. It's almost like the Raw Mint made a box just for me, just for our 1 ounce silver forum bars. So for those that don't know, here is a little look at some of our 1 ounce bars, which are now in order period. We're in the pre-sale period right now, so people who've got existing bars from 2020 can go and grab hold of them. Really proud of these bars. Love the way they look, love the way they are coming together this year, and very, very popular. We've got a huge waiting list going right now, so there will be bars available for people to go and grab hold of them, but it is going to be a waiting list, and it is going to be a random lottery draw for people. So yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes for people on the waiting list. But if you're interested, then the link to the Silver Forum where you can find out all about these bars is here now in the chat. I've got that one there for you all. And you can go and check out everything you need to know. We are able to ship internationally for our international customers, and we can, of course, do anything for the UK customers as well. So go and check them out. Any support you give as well, some of the proceeds from the sales of those bars go towards the Silver Forum to help with the supporting of the forum and the running of the forum as well. My Kitten is a black belt, probably the best name of anybody in the chat right now, says there is going to be some new Perth Mint gold coins that I might be able to pick up at a good price. It is about just whether or not I can find them at a decent premium, because this purchase that I'm looking to make is going to be a bullion grade gold purchase. It's meant to be something that is very liquid in case something comes up that we need to change that allocation of funds for, then we will. So that's why it really needs to be as bullion grade as possible. There was a very small part of me that wanted very much to buy a kilo bar of gold just to show off here on YouTube. I was moving around some funds for the sort of the stocks and shares portfolio there, and I was like, I could just take a week's break from it. I could buy the gold bar, I could share it on YouTube, and then I could sell it back to the dealers, and hopefully spot price won't move too much, or I might make a profit on it. Very tempted, but Mrs. Backyard Bullion put the kibosh on it rather sensibly, and I have to say I agree with her, because kilo gold bar is a kilo gold bar, and that kind of it's 43 grand's worth of gold that we would have to have parted way with money, and yeah, absolute. Maybe one day we'll get there one day, but for right now, I'm afraid we're just going to continue on with our regular pension gold stacking and go from there. But let me know down in the chat. Go on, hit the 1 if someday you want me to do that. Hit the 1 if you think one day we should go and get a giant gold bar to show off on the channel. I know what you're all going to type. You're all going to type 1 because you're all bloody magpies. But we'll see. Yeah, here they start to come. Crystal Miku with a 1. Rockzilla with a 1. Moondog, Button Basher. Everybody's going to type 1. Jonathan Middleton types 4 1s, of course. Nobody's even going to type a 2, are they? If you type a 2, maybe I'll go for a 5 kilo gold bar. If you're going to go big, I mean, why not go massive? Don't think I could even afford that. We'd have to mortgage the house just to show it on YouTube. That would be quite interesting. But anyway, maybe one day we'll get around to that. I do have plans, by the way, for you all to one day. It's on my bucket list, and we did have the idea of, before COVID, in fact, we'd put some feelers out to a couple of dealers who were interested in having a sit down. We would go to them, their secure vault, and we'd play with a stupid large amount of gold, have some gold kilos out there. There was even talk of going to Baird & Co in London to have a play with some of their giant gold bars that they've got, but it sadly, of course, didn't go that way. Button Basher, yeah, Lawrence Chard, we definitely were talking with them, and that's still on the cards for when the world gets slightly more easy. I mean, we're starting to come out of lockdown now, so perhaps it's something we could engage with again and see if we can go, go and actually get a gold kilo bar and play with it on YouTube. I don't know. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll see. I've got a lot on at the moment, but we'll see. Shane Sturgis says, have I ever sold poured silver through a dealer? Yeah, we have actually. So in the UK, there's a bullion dealer called Bullion. They have got some of our... Well, I don't know if they've got any left in stock actually. Let's see. They commissioned some charity bars for the Barn Owl Trust, and we made them some lovely squares and bars, and they sold them. They retailed them directly. We didn't sell them. I'm just trying to see if they've still got any on their website, but I don't think... I'd be amazed if they do, 'cause it was a while ago when we made them. But they had other things we did as well, which was a charity round for... it was for... Gosh, what was it for? Unity round, that's it. So they do have a few left in stock of the Unity round. So here is my link to Bullion, and they've got some of them in stock still. We did some 2 ounce rounds and we did some 1 ounce rounds. They've not got any of the Barn Owl bars in stock anymore, but they do have their Unity bars, which were done for a couple of different charities actually for them. So go and check them out. All the details are over on the Bullion's website. I'm just going to get the link to the 1 ounce bar as well. They've still got a few of those left as well. And there you go. Those are all the links to Bullion. Then, by the way, Bullion are not sponsoring today's video. They're just a really good UK dealer that I've worked with, and I've done interviews with them, and I've gone and met them. They're a wonderful company, and we've worked with them, making a bunch of different charity pieces. Backyard Archaeology Mikey says, Backyard Bullion, you should have International Stacker on panel. When you do that, he will be jealous. I presume you're referring to the kilo gold bar scenario. Yes, I agree, he would be, and I know that he would be. I've talked with him. He's actually been with me to the Baird & Co. Showroom in London. When I met him, he was travelling around London, and I went into London to meet him on that day. Had a really good fun time with him filming. We went and hit up a couple of different shops and coin stores and filmed in a couple of them. And we went to Baird & Co. and he bought some silver there. Really, really fun chap. Love him. Fantastic guy. Really great mentality on life and the world and everything to do with everything. So, yeah, he's a fantastic fellow, and I would highly recommend you guys go and check out his channel. But yeah, I think he would be exceptionally jealous if I was playing with a kilo gold bar. I'm sure. Well, I know that he's seen them and he's played with them because he's done a lot of travels through to Saudi Arabia and the Middle East, where there are just huge amounts of bazaars full of gold dealers, and I know for a fact that he's seen some big stuff, so maybe he won't be that jealous, who knows. Wolfie says he would love to see a gold kilo bar or coin. The Australian kangaroo from the Perth Mint is by far his favourite coin in the current world. Well, there you go. Giant kilo kangaroo coin. I have actually said as well, if I was ever going to get a kilo of gold, that I would probably not go for a bar. Excuse me, I'd rather go for a coin. Coins have always been my thing, and you know, I think generally speaking, you're always safer off with coins because bars are a lot easier and more commonly faked than coins are. So, yeah, for me, it would very much be looking at getting a coin than a bar. I don't know. What do you think? There's something though about a bar, isn't there? Something about just a lump of raw material that is just wonderful. You know, you can just pick it up, feel it, touch it. So perhaps a bar actually for that size. I don't know. Very difficult. It's a first world problem, isn't it? For sure. So, well, how am I pronouncing your name? Carepri Liffy Chair is saying, am I playing with my money? No, I'm playing with my number puzzle board, which I have made. Very cool number puzzle. We're going to do this again now, live on stream. And we're going to solve it. It's going to go and read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 24. So in row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 10, 15, 20, up to 24. So let's get us started. So we're going to try and get the first row done. So we're going to find 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm going to try and do this once again whilst concentrating on a puzzle and also talking on a live stream, which is not actually as easy as people think it is. It's very difficult to concentrate and puzzle solve. Where's number 5? 5 is there, so that shouldn't be too difficult to get in order. So these first lines are always really easy, and then it gets a little bit more complicated as we go. So we're going to get the 5 in order. There we go. And now we just slide everything around. And like magic, we have solved the first line. So whilst I'm solving this though, well, Archaeology Mike, you make a great point. It would be awesome to have a 1 kilo custom poured design. That would be an incredible thing, wouldn't it? Like if I went to Baird & Co or the Royal Mint or something and said, I want a kilo and I want it making with, I don't know, my logo on it or something, or doing commissioned with a very cool custom stamp. That would be pretty incredible. I have to say, it's a good idea. Maybe one when we've got like 1 million subs and we're rocketing along, but who knows. So let's do line number 2 now. So we've got 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, and we need 9 and 10. So there's 10, there's 9. So we go, actually let's go this way, so that. And 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's put the 10 over there for now. 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's bring the 10 over now. 6, 7, 8. Oh, my brain on a day like today. Okay, let's we can get this. It's not very difficult. These lines are the easy ones anyway. So there we go. We've got 9 and 10. We need to swap them around now. So we're going to go like this. And then we're going to go that. And then up around like this. And we're there. So, whoa, difficult to do when actually trying to concentrate on a live stream. Phil says, what is the wood of the puzzle box made of? It's made of oak. So my dad makes these puzzle frames, which they are all exquisitely well done. So he makes it just from individual pieces of oak. The miters at the corner here are absolutely perfect, so well made. Dad is such a talented woodsmith, if you want to call it that. These really do complement these boards and these sets so well. Really, really chuffed with them. So Wolfie says solid gold solar system. We did a solid silver Earth and Moon. I did think about doing the whole solar system, but it would be quite the size for sure. Archaeology Mike says, what about a gold puzzle instead of a silver puzzle for my next goal? Archaeology Mike, this whole set, 24 pieces with an average of about 1.4 ounces per piece. 24 times 1.4. That's 33. That's about 33 ounces of silver in here. So if you do that in gold, you times that by 1.9. You're looking at about 2 kilo. 63 ounces worth of gold. So just under 2 kilos worth. So that would be, gosh, nearly £85,000 worth. Quite a lot of difference compared to, what would I retail this at right now? If we did that, it would be about £1,250 for this set right now. So quite the difference in scope and price for those for sure. Right, let's solve this puzzle and then I can put it away and not have to worry about solving puzzles live on stream anymore. Always challenging to do. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, this one's going to be easy. They're kind of already nearly together. So we just need to swap the 14 and the 15 around. There we go. And we're going up into this row. So that. There we go. That one was slightly easier. And done. And then we're going to do the bottom row, which is the tricky one, but there is a little bit of a, not really a cheat, but there's a method that you can use that solves it really quickly. And we are nearly there for this one right now. There we go. For those who were watching earlier in the stream, you know what I'm trying to do. I'll explain it afterwards. So now we need 17 and 22. Oh yes, easily done. And then we need 18 and 23. So that needs to go there like that. And then you just wait and look at that. It's solved. Done. Solid gold fox. Wolf and other animals would be interesting. Yeah, for sure, Wolfie. I like the 3D statues that places like the Heads or Tails Coins Collectibles company does. Those are pretty epic and awesome. So to have a 3D gold statue, goodness me, that would be incredible. But again, they're big, and the bigger things are, the more expensive they are. Button Bash is asking about my knee. Thank you for asking, my friend. It's doing quite well, all things considered. I am still half on crutches. I'm now on one crutch, and I'm only really using the crutch when I'm kind of, when we went out to lunch yesterday, just when I was having to walk from the car park to the restaurant, not very far. But I tend not to use the crutch at all now when I'm sort of around in the house, just trying to keep as much weight off it as possible. Doing the rice thing, rest, ice, compression and elevation. So that's what we're doing. We've got physio appointments next week. Wolf is also suggesting a Monopoly token. Yeah, definitely. I'm a big Monopoly fan. As bad of a game as it actually is, I'm a big fan of it. James, epic ramble. I know, man. Well, James, Mrs. Backyard Bullion is out for dinner with a friend. In fact, she's probably on her way home in a little while. In fact, probably now. So I am actually going to start looking to wrap things up. So a massive thank you to everybody for joining me for this ramble session. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We've done a couple of live streams in a row now. So I think the third week in a row we've done live streams on a Thursday. This one was a little later than our usual one, and I think perhaps we're going to stick with the slightly earlier afternoon one, not simply because of work schedules and stuff like that for us this end, but I do think it's better for everybody, it seems, in the morning. Perhaps everybody in the US, before they go to work, they can join in and have a quick hello. But right now in the US, it's prime time for everybody to be at work. So we haven't had as many people in the stream today, but that's fine. We don't do this for the numbers. I really do not do YouTube for the numbers or for the ad revenue or the super chats and things. It's all nice, but there are people out there who do this very, very much better, and they get a lot of super chats, which I always feel weird about, because super chats, you get only, I think 25% of it goes to YouTube, so the 75% of it goes to the actual YouTuber. So I've seen some people super chat people, $50, $100 or whatever, and just 25% of that straight away goes to YouTube. And whilst it's very nice to get a super chat, it's wonderful to have the support. I would so much rather people just buy a piece of my poured silver, or if they're enjoying the content and they want to support the channel, become a member. Even that, you get actually some going to YouTube. Buy a t-shirt, or buy, we've got our Teespring links down below. Buy a t-shirt if you want to support the channel. Buy some of our poured silver is my 100% preference. Then you get something real, something physical at the other end. We're not here to tout for all of these type of things. So Phil is saying daytime is better in the UK. Well, yeah, this is the time of day when everybody's chilling out at home, having tea, having dinner. So yeah, we'll probably do something in the afternoon next week. I think probably something like 3 o'clock in the UK, something like that. So otherwise, I think we'll start wrapping things up now. So I hope you've all enjoyed the little ramble session. Say little ramble session, hour and 25-minute ramble session, but I've enjoyed it. It's always fun to hang out with you guys and just chill. Well, archaeology might, that's the problem, isn't it? Because the US is so big, it's spread out through so many different time zones. You're never going to be perfect for all of them, so it is what it is. But I want to say a big thank you to everybody for watching. Have a fantastic week. We'll see you next time. As always, please make sure that you like, share, comment and subscribe for more.